Community. You're all in one whether you mean to be or not. Whether it's the community of your town or a small one like your friend group or whatever, you've all got some unless you're losers, which statistically some of you are, let's not kid ourselves. The VR community is very interesting because the term VR community implies about 100 different things. Categorizing people who have interest in just VR games, VR technology, AI cancer bullshit into the VR community is very untrue because each of these categories have vastly different views and opinions on the VR landscape. Today I'm talking about a specific game community. Yes, probably all of you have played it at one point, but when I say community, I mean the target audience. The people who play it constantly and are the main kind of subspecies of human being you see playing it. Vader Immortal. Vader Immortal is a cheap game on the surface, but nah, I'm just fucking with you guys, it's Gorilla Tag, you already know that. Gorilla Tag is a game that needs no introduction. Besides VR chat, it is the VR game in people's minds. And I don't blame people for thinking that. It's been here for years. It got to be played when VR was at its prime and therefore got maximum coverage from any VR YouTuber or normal YouTuber trying out VR. Plus, this thing had no entry fee. Whether you were on a PC VR headset or a native hybrid, Gorilla Tag was available for free for you to download the second you got that headset. Well, that's cool and all, but being free and widely available truly doesn't make a game's popularity. Obviously, it helps a shit ton, no denying that, but if a game is shit, it's shit, so clearly something captivated people here. Aside from its accessibility in terms of price, and where you could play it, the gameplay itself was very accessible. It's a very bare-bones concept that can be summed up in its own name, like Minecraft. Gorilla Tag, that's it. You spawn into a tree, walk out of it, and there you go, you're playing tag as some gorillas. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by nobody, fuck you. Don't like or subscribe, I hate each and every one of you personally, go fuck yourselves. Don't join the Discord server either, link in the description, so I don't have to see you annoying dipshits talking in there 24/7. Fuck you, I hope you die. Anyways, the gameplay has a very addictive style to it, being one that anybody can play and get decent at. But very few can take time to practice and truly perfect their abilities. You most likely know the next bit, so I'll keep it simple. You have no legs, so your way of locomotion is by swinging your hands and using them to bounce off surfaces. It's very fun to achieve this flow state, where you perfectly bounce off one surface to another while maintaining your momentum, either escaping other players or trying to reach them. The gameplay is simple, but has complicated intricacies that make it enjoyable to play as a casual or pro. I think that plays a big part into what makes the game a big eye-catcher for general audiences. It's infinitely easier to compare than a random game, say, Persona 3. In Persona 3, you play as Makoto Yukiyu as a special potential inside him that allows him to see the Dark Hour, a hidden 25th hour of the day where people without the potential turn into coffins and these mysterious entities called shadows roam the streets. Makoto joins C as a group dedicated to figuring out the mysteries of the Dark Hour and how to destroy it, and together with your constantly growing team, you try to put a stop to the Dark Hour while managing relationships, raising your social stats, flirting with an adult woman, flirting with a robot, and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that's nowhere near explaining it in detail. In Gorilla Tag, you swing your arms and touch children. You can see how a game like this would catch on. Everybody knows what tag is, and I think they know what polygons are, so it's a win-win. On paper. Sure, a lot of people know your game exists, but do you really want the mainstream gaming audience knowing about your game? It's like a sex offender hanging around a playground. I can't make that joke next year. Piled on top of the game's cute, silly art style, it's very easy to attract a certain type of people. Children. Now, children playing games is more than perfectly fine. Without sales from them, I don't think we made it to fucking Mario, but that's not the problem. The problem is Gorilla Tag is a primarily multiplayer game where voice chat is heavily incentivized. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're around the 14+ age range, so you've got a bit of hair on your chest. But let's face it, you're probably not. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my... Actually, don't join my Discord if you're under 14. And join my channel memberships. So yeah, I'm assuming you're around my age, 17. An inevitable truth of the world is that kids are stupid and agree with and say stupid things. Like the prophecy foretold, it is always two dumb bitches telling each other exactly. This creates sort of a hive mind in the game where you've got these little kids talking to each other, bouncing the same preschool type humor off each other and getting a kick out of it. This just feeds into their serotonin craving, meaning if these kids are laughing at the jokes they make and whatnot, it's only going to cause their behavior to encourage each other's and the cycle continues. You don't realize it as a kid, but kids are really fucking annoying. The last thing anyone wants to hear after coming home from work, getting a bunch of shit done, and looking for a chill experience is to hear these kids with the loud, annoying voices strapped to a fucking loud insert seemingly because their parents either don't raise them well enough or are out of the house. First off, this automatically draws an older audience away from playing the game, and since the target demographic has always been kids, it's easier for kids to overpower older people, therefore causing them to stop playing. Also, a common stereotype arises when you put little kids in an unfiltered room together. The slur-slinging slashers. People who get a kick out of saying slurs with no punchline. You may think the stereotype is cherry-picked and doesn't actually occur that often, but no. Like, this is a thing that genuinely happens. Like, I've witnessed firsthand countless times. You've got your classics, the N-word, faggot, retard. I can say those last two, I can say them. But something I've noticed specifically with little kids is sometimes they like to get a little bit deeper and philosophical. They don't just say these slurs, they mean them. And they're ready to defend their reason. What's your reason for hating gay people, little Timmy? Because it's weird. Oh, okay, how so? You know, it's like weird. It's like in the Bible. Oh, can you tell me where in the Bible it said that? Can you tell me what it says? Can you tell me what it originally said before it was mistranslated? No, because they're fucking 5 years old! Sure, you get the idea. Kids annoying, lots of kids, bad time. However, this isn't where the whole thing ends. No. Content creator is a funny term because there's no asterisk on content that specifies it had to be good. Now, before I get into this section, I need to make things perfectly clear. First and foremost, do not harass anybody you see in this next section because they're probably kids for one. And second, I will be talking exclusively about select few videos or creators, which I probably won't even go into detail on the latter half, that produce actual brain rot slop or just say and do ignorant things. People like your J-Man Curlies are perfectly fine, chill people, and I have nothing wrong with them at all. Those people make great content, and it's ignorant to call everyone who makes Gorilla Tag content a bad person, because that just isn't true. If you make Gorilla Tag content, that is more than fine. I encourage it even. I truly do. I just want to make myself very clear that making Gorilla Tag content does not automatically make you a horrible person. Now that that disclaimer is done with, let me explain. I'm sure you all have seen a plethora of Gorilla Tag content, primarily on YouTube Shorts and whatnot, that is pretty much the bottom of the barrel. It's mostly the usual, kids posting incomprehensible edits of like the lamest clips, those hilariously stupid like troll face videos. I'm sure you know the ones I'm talking about. For the most part, it's inoffensive, it's silly, it's stupid, and it's kind of fun to laugh at. However, this does call back to a point I made earlier that since the majority of people playing this game and uploading content are kids, that means that mainly kids are being attracted to the game. And when you get a majority of kids creating content, you'll get an unrivaled masterpiece like this video. This video has been stolen and re-uploaded countless times, so it's probably not even the original, but it was the one I could find. Summing it up simply would not do it justice, so I just trust me, I need to show you this incredible gem with no editing. Take a look. I think I have real tears streaming down my cheek and pre-cum down my penis. That might have been the most beautiful goddamn thing I've ever seen in my entire goddamn chud life. It's like a Van Gogh in the form of a motion picture. If you can't tell, obviously this was made by someone who wasn't a day older than 11. The TikTok song in the back, I think, really ties it all together too. In it, he mentions missing playing Fortnite with like friends or whatever. Buddy, you can still do that. You've been able to do that for the past like 7 years. You could do that right now. You could do that right now. I think it's a really funny video. Like, unironically, it's genuinely like, it's so fucking funny. I cannot imagine having to defend the community of the game when you get stuff like that posted on the daily. And don't even get me started with those horrible creepypastas that are popular in the community. Actually, no, do get me on it. I want to talk about it too. Daisy.exe or whatever the fuck it's called is a Gorilla Tag creepypasta thing where a player by that name plays this old text-to-speech rendition of that one song who bans people. Scratch that. No, he doesn't. He actually chases you. No, wait. Actually, he crashes your game. You see, the community doesn't even know how to be consistent with the bare bones story they made either. It's funny. It really does swap between all three of those, and then there's like another one. There's like so many versions, and none of them are consistent. This is some writing that puts even the beautiful masterpiece of Sonic.exe to shame. You got other stuff like this that's reminiscent of those old Minecraft horror videos where, guys, I found Herobrine in my game! Where the guys quote-unquote search around maps or whatever, searching for ghosts, and it's just kid content slop.
What the heck? No way, dude. No way this is actually happening right now. Daisy? No, it can't be. Is the color right on Daisy? Daisy? Oh my god, dude, there is no way!
To wrap this up, Gorilla Tag isn't a game I personally enjoy regardless of the community, but that doesn't really matter when it comes to the topic of today's video. I could pick apart the gameplay, but that'd come down to bias and my personal opinions, when all I'm here to look at today is strictly the community and the objective flaws it has. If you play Gorilla Tag, I couldn't give less of a shit. It's a fun game, I suppose, and to each their own. However, the community, like a few other VR games, end up leaving a sour taste in my mouth that genuinely makes it hard for me to go back to. Do I think the community will improve? God no, I genuinely think that's impossible. That's not even me being cynical. I just don't, realistically, it's not going to happen. The paywall clearly didn't work, and I think that's the only way they could have filtered out the kids. And since Meta is so hell-bent on allowing younger people to play these games, I think actually hoping the community gets better is silly. That wraps it up for today. Sorry for the absence in uploads these past, 3 weeks. Splatoon 3 has ruined my life, and I'm utterly addicted to it, so sorry about that. I'll try to be more consistent, but no promises. See y'all next time.